Hello everyone, welcome to Jaipur Marketers Marketing Cloud Interaction Studio Bootcamp Session 3. Today our speakers are Ruchi Singhal. She's a Senior Marketing Cloud Consultant, and along with her we have Yashash Saxena. He is a Senior Salesforce Developer. First of all, we would like to thank all of you to take out some time for your learning on this Friday and dedicated that time into your learning and skilling up on the marketing cloud. So thank you so much for that. A little bit introduction to the group. The group name is Salesforce Marketer Group, Marketing Cloud Jaipur, India. Anil Pilania is the co-founder and the leader of this group. Along with him, I am co-leading this group. You can reach out to us on LinkedIn at @Jaipur Marketers, and you can also find us on LinkedIn, Salesforce Jaipur Marketer, and on YouTube with the same name, Salesforce Jaipur Marketer. So how does it work is all the event information, and we always run some quizzes leading up to the event. Those are published on Twitter and LinkedIn. And after every session, within 24 hours, we publish the recording on the YouTube channel. So we want all of you to please follow us on these mediums so that you are always updated on the latest news and the latest content. Now the mission of the group is, so there are two parts of it. One is develop local talent, and when we say develop local talent, again it has two sides. So one is we always encourage people from the local community to come up and present their knowledge on the community group sessions. So it adds value to their knowledge, and it adds value to their presentation skills, communication skills, and much more. And on the other side, there's always something to learn for the audience. So that's how we are trying to develop local talent. And the second part of is help build digital skills. So we all know that in this pandemic and post-pandemic, the world is going digital overnight. All the business, all the things which we're doing in person right now are going digital. So in this time, for all the IT consultants, developers, and all the people who are working in IT domain are must to have a digital skills. So that's what we are trying to do here, helping people build on their digital skills. Now, a little introduction to Anil Pilani. As I said, he is the founder and the leader of the group. You can reach him on his email ID, anilpilani@trailbudgetcgl.com. You can also reach out to him on Twitter @AnilPilania, and here is his LinkedIn ID. Oh, you can find it with his name. I'm also co-leading this group with Anil, so you can also reach out to me at vikas.sharma@trailbudgetcgl.com. I'm available on Twitter with this handle and LinkedIn as well, so you can reach out to me there. Now, as I said, we always have some quizzes which we lead up to the session. So for this session also, we had a not so simple question that which two sources will you prefer for capturing data using sitemap while implementing Interaction Studio, and why? We received a lot of entries, and some of them were with a thought process, some of them were direct content from the documents. So what we request to all of you is that whenever you are trying to answer a question or you are trying to participate in a quiz, it's okay to get the content from the Google or from internet, but put your thoughts in there, try to put in your perspective, and then put it on the quiz. So this time we got so many entries, but we liked Priyanka Prasad's answer. So Priyanka, if you are here, congratulations on winning the Salesforce certification voucher. Please make good use of it. Now, a gentle warm-up nudge. So the first thing we request you all is to pay attention to the sessions. The main intention here is the return of time in terms of the learning. Twitter and social media things, those can wait. If you want to say something other than question and answers, you can use the chat. If you are intent to ask a question, we would request you to put it in the Q&A tab. That's where we can manage it properly. Third, as I said, the sessions recording will be available on our YouTube channel within 24 hours after this session. Fourth point, if you want to be a presenter on any of these sessions, any topic you have in mind in context to the digital skills, please reach out to me and Anil. Will help you to prepare the content, will help you to prepare the topic, will help you to gather the knowledge and content. So we are always there. So please do reach out to us. And of course, if you want to win any certification voucher, so as I said, we have quizzes and activities which always lead up to the sessions. Please participate in them. And most of the sessions also have quizzes at the end of the sessions, but some of them are not. Like today, we don't have a session, a quiz session at the end. So that's where also you can win a voucher. Now, again, introduction about this session. So today we are into the bootcamp session 3. Today, Ruchi and Yashash will gonna walk us through with campaigns, segmentations, and how we can leverage the Einstein capabilities in Interaction Studio. And we're gonna see a live demo of those capabilities as well. So let's dive into today's session, and over to you, Yashash and Ruchi. So who wants to go first? Yashash?
I'm going first, Vikas.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Vikas. Thanks, Anil, for this platform. First, let me share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see.
Yes, we can. Ruchi, you may want to click on the hide there on this notification after stop sharing.
Okay.
On the bottom of, no, go.
Yeah, sure.
So share again, go to presentation mode, and then just on that notification window, click on hide.
I do not see that, Anil.
Share your screen again.
Just a second.
Go to presentation mode. No, you're, yeah, that's the thing that you're just dragged here, right? There is a hide there. Stop after, yeah, hide.
Okay.
Yep. Now go to your presentation, put it in presentation.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, all good.
So is it visible now?
Yep.
Thanks once again. So hi everyone, I am Ruchi Singhal. I am associated with Horizontal as a senior marketing cloud consultant with an overall experience of 9 years. In our previous sessions, we have learned about the basic Interaction Studio concepts like catalogs, dimensions, sitemaps, and the importance of personalization. Today, we are going to learn how we can achieve this personalization through segmentation, Einstein recipes, and campaigns. So first of all, what is segmentation? Segmentation is used to group an individual or an account based on certain conditions. Segment membership is real-time, which means that the segment members get updated even during their visit. Let me make it more clear by an example. Suppose we want to target the visitors who have visited their site, add some products to their shopping cart, but left the site without any purchase. To achieve this, we can create a segment of users and then configure the promotional campaigns, which will be sent to only the users of this segment. As the segment membership get updated in real time, as soon as the visitors of this segment purchase something from the site, they will be removed from this segment and they will no longer receive any kind of promotional campaigns. Let me quickly jump into the Interaction Studio to show you how we can create segment and leverage these segments to target various campaigns. To manage segments, you can click user segments in audience section. As you can notice, in the left-hand side, there is a folder structure which is used to group the related segments or the audiences. And on the right-hand side, there are some key matrices of these segments, like the user segment name, the members available in these particular segments, percentage change of membership over the time in these segments, and the last modified date of the segment, and many more, which you can customize from here. You can create a new segment from this new segment button on the top right corner. First of all, provide the name of this segment. So here, as you can see, there are various options available to create the segment, where we will define where we will create the logic to define which all audiences will qualify for this segment. So the options are like you can create the segment based on the actions performed by the users. You can create segments based on the visits of those users, like the visit count, visit duration, and many more. You can create segment based on the location or the geography of those visitors. And there are several others which are available. The most important one is items, through which you can create segment based on the catalog items like products, keywords, categories, etc. And then watch what actions has been performed on those items. Like if I reconsider the same scenario of abandoned cart, I want to check whether the user has added some products in their cart. So the action is cart adds value. And if it is at least $1 of any product, you can take any specific product here, but in case of abandoned cart, I'm just checking if the visitor has added any product to their cart. And here you can specify any specific time frame as per the requirement. But in my scenario, I am targeting the users who have added the products in their cart today only. Through new rule, you can create several other conditions and club them accordingly as per the requirement. And or in our condition, we have to specify another condition if that particular visitor has purchased anything or not today. So again, items, and on items, we can check if the purchase value is at most 0 of any product today. So what it will do, it will add all those visitors in this segment. Once I will click this segment, the Interaction Studio will calculate the membership in real time as per the data available inside Interaction Studio. So as you can see, this is already available abandoned cart segment, which contains 7 users in this who have abandoned their cart. And there are some key fields associated which you can use for better analysis and insights, like the first activity made by that visitor, the last activity, their engagement score, their lifetime value, and many more, which can be customized from here. From membership tab, you can compare the memberships in among different segments. Like as you can see, there are total 11 users available inside Interaction Studio. Out of 11 users, there are 8 users who have abandoned their cart. Similarly, you can compare the membership among different segments. So this is one of the other segment which shows that there on 12th June, there were no users who were assigned for kids category. And on 13th June, there was one user who was assigned to kids category and added to this kids affinity segment. Similarly, you can compare various segments from segment compare tab. And the most important one is the category affinities tab, from where you can get the granular details of the segments, not only by views, but view time, purchases, or the revenue generated through that segment. So suppose if I consider view time, and I want to see which most of the majority of users of this segment has spent their time viewing, or where the majority of the users of that particular segment are most interested in. So if I take this, you can see most of the users in this segment are spending their time on women's category, and inside women's category they are affine for footwears, and inside footwears they are affine for sandals. So this way you can create sub-segment of visitors and provide them specific and more effective experience. So this is how you can leverage segments. You can target campaigns through these segments across various channels like web, mobile, email, and many more, which will be covered by Yashas in our later in the section. Let me move on back to. So now, as we are aware with how segmentation works, it's a time to learn something around Einstein recipes. Einstein recipes are machine learning powered algorithms which are used to provide one-to-one recommendations to the visitors by studying their behavior across various channels like web, mobile, email, etc. Recipes use catalogs to understand the business context. We have already built the catalogs in our previous sessions. These recipes understand the contextual information like the visits made by the user, the purchase made by the last visitor, or the time spent on a particular item or page by that visitor, which helps the recipe to respond in real time. Recipes are easily configurable and testable, which helps the Interaction Studio user to easily optimize it and to use the effective one, so which drives the most conversion and engagement. Recipes consist of 4 components, which we can configure in various combinations to provide powerful recommendations. These components are ingredients, filters, boosters, and variations. To understand ingredient, we can consider our real life scenario, like in our daily life, we use ingredients to cook something in the kitchen or prepare some dish. Similarly here, ingredients are the core algorithms which adds a base content or the products to be considered by the recipe. Filters are used to refine the search results returned by the recipe. We can exclude or include any specific products or categories from the recommendation through filters. Boosters takes the visitor's affinity into account, and the items or the products which matches that affinity will be boosted in the recommendation. So you might be thinking that how we will calculate the affinity score of the visitors. So that affinity score is calculated by the same like the visit count, the time spent on the site, purchases made, revenue generated, etc. Through variations, we can provide variety in our recommendations by limiting how many items from a particular category will be shown to the visitor. For example, suppose if Aditya is watching or browsing for shirt on the product detail page, then instead of showing all the recommendation of shirts to Aditya, we can limit these recommendations to 2 or 3, and then Aditya will see some other supplements of shirts, I think, which will make more sense. There are various kind of ingredients which are supported by Einstein recipes. I'm not going to explain all of them, but a few. The similar items, this ingredient returns or recommends the products or contents which are similar in name, description, category, or the tags as the anchor item. Anchor item, you can take anything like the item on the page or the item added in the cart. To understand collaborative filtering, just consider a simple example. In our sometimes we want to search for a movie to watch, and we often ask our friends for the recommendations. And usually we have a greater trust in the recommendations from friends whose tastes similar as ours. So collaborative filtering works on the same principle. It recommends the products or the contents based on visitors cluster, which is defined by their browsing and purchasing behavior. In very simple terms, you can say it recommends the products or the contents based on people like me algorithms. So let me quickly jump into Interaction Studio and show you how we can create Einstein recipes. You can manage Einstein recipes in the machine learning section. And to create Einstein recipes, click this new recipe button. First of all, provide the name of this recipe. And as I have explained earlier, there are 4 components supported by Einstein recipes: ingredient, exclusions, boosters, and variations. Ingredients, here I am considering the same ingredient which I have just explained, collaborative filtering. This weight tells how much this ingredient will be weighed if there are multiple ingredients available. Look back period is the number of days in which the recipe looks back in the history of purchases or visits to consider the affinity of those users. So suppose if the user has purchased or viewed certain items 90 days back, but as we have specified the look back period as 30 days, that affinity will not be considered here. Next, exclusions. Through exclusions, as I have explained, we can exclude certain category or products from the final recommendations. So here I would like to exclude the products which are already added in the cart of that visitor. And I also want to exclude the products which has already been purchased by that visitor, because there is no point of recommending the same products to the visitor if they have already added it in their cart or if they have already purchased it. Boosters, you can define boosters. You can take anything, any catalog item or the dimensions which you have defined in your previous sessions. Here, I would like to boost any category for which the visitors are most interested in. So weight works the similar way. It tells how much this booster will be weighed in the recommendation, and this threshold tells the point at which that visitor is considered to be affine for that particular booster. So if I take the threshold as 0, it will consider all the items which the visitor has previously interacted in the look back period. Look back works the same way. These are the number of days for which we need to check for the browsing and purchasing behavior or affinity for that particular user. Through variations, we can provide the variety by limiting the particular category or items to be recommended in the results. Like here, I am limiting the recommendation of a particular category to 2. No more items greater than 2 will be recommended in the recommendation. So we are ready with our recipe. It's a time to save it. Save the recipe by clicking the save button. And click the train button to compile the recipe. So you can see how easy it is to configure a recipe. It's the time to test this recipe if it works as per our requirement or not. For that, you can create a test group of users by clicking this here you can add the users, test users for whom you can test your recipe. Like I'm adding some of the test users here. And give the name of this test group. Select the recipe to be tested. I have created this recipe. And as you can see, all of these users have their different affinities. And that's why this recipe is recommending different items to all the users. And one more thing, it is not showing any item more than 2 from a particular category. You can see running shoes are showing only twice, bicycles twice, because we have limited the recommendation from a particular category to be shown 2 times only. This is how you can test your recipe. You can save your test group from here. So this is how recipes works. And let me show you one more recipe which I have already created to show you how different recipes works. I'm just showing you how this recipe contains 2 ingredients, similar items and trending. So similar items will show those products which contains the same name, description, categories or tags, whatever we have selected here. In case it doesn't return anything much, then it will return the trending articles on the basis of time spent viewing, revenue generated, most viewed, etc. So let us check this recipe, how it works. Let me select, this is a similar. So as you can see, it is not showing any recommendation as of now because we haven't selected any anchor item. We have to select the anchor item, the item to be viewed, which the visitor has on their screen. So suppose if I select, you can see the items, mostly all of the items are same because they share the same name, description or tags as the same as this anchor item. This is how different recipes return different recommendations to the visitors. These recipes we will be going to target the campaigns which will be covered by Yashas. Yashas, over to you.
Let me share my screen first. So, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Yashas, it is visible.
Okay. So, hi friends. My camera is on or not? Let me give me a second. Yeah.
Yep, your camera is on. Just hide this notification window. Yes, yes. Go to-
Which one?
It says stop sharing and hide. No, the below.
Okay.
Yeah. Now go to presentation. All good.
Yeah. So, hi friends, myself Yasha Saxena. I am working in Horizontal as a senior Salesforce consultant. I have total experience of approx 10 years. And today I will tell you about web campaigns in the Interaction Studio. So as Ruchi told you how will create segments, how we will create Einstein recipes. So we will use those segments and Einstein recipe in our web campaigns. And these web campaigns will be created with the help of templates and content zone. So what are web campaigns basically? So whenever you go any e-commerce site, you always see there are some pop-ups are coming and there are some banners are there for the offers that, hey, there is an offer of 30%, 50%, and those all the things are there. And sometime whenever you are going to purchase anything, it's give a pop-up that hey, if you want to if you log in for the first time, you will get extra 30% off. So these are the campaigns. So the pop-up which are particular for the user inputs, it's like a one-on-one interaction, while the campaign which are going on the home screen are the general personalization. So today we learn how we will create general personalization and one-on-one personalization. So let's start with web campaign in Interaction Studio. So basically web campaigns has three important parts: content zone, templates, and campaign. So first we see what is content zone. So content zone is the area where developer is used to make it personalization. So it is the area where we can show our content. So whenever we are going to create any web campaign, first we select the area where we show our web campaigns. This may be a info bar like the header and footer. This may be a pop-up which will comes whenever we go on any site, or it may be an inline message, any site, any section on our page. So we can ask those things like a content zone. The next thing is template. So templates are a reusable configurational framework which are used by the businesses to develop their web campaigns. So in Interaction Studio, there are lots of global templates are already available. We can use those templates to create our web campaigns. But if we want to edit anything in those global templates, we can do. Interaction Studio give us eligibility to make the changes in those templates. And we can also create templates from the scratch. Okay. I will tell you in the practical section how can we make the changes in the template. Campaign. So campaign is the last part of the web campaign. So whenever we are going to create a web campaign, first we need to use the content zone, then template, and then we will create a campaign. Campaign are one-on-one personalization or a general personalization. So whenever we create a web campaign and publish it, it can be available for the testing and targeting logic. So what is testing and targeting logics? Basically, there are two type of testing logics. One is A and B testing logic, another is rule-based testing logic. So in the demo one, I will tell you how can it works. So let's go on a demo. So I have opened the Northern Trial Outfitter site. Here we are go to open Evergage launcher. So for the creation of the web templates, we have to select this Visual Studio Editor. It takes a few seconds to load the page again. So once the Evergage launcher is available for the customization, you are able to see these content here. So whenever we are going to create a campaign, we are going to select a template. So when I click on view list, here you can see some global templates are there, which are already provided by the Interaction Studio. So if we want to use these templates, or if we want to modify in these templates, what we have to do, we just have to click on this button, clone global template. It will open something like this. Okay. Now I click here. You can see here, this is our banner. This is our front page, the home page. When I click here and when I go here, it's tell me the info bar. This is the header one. And if I go here, it's saying home hero. So this section is a content zone on which we show our campaign, and it is named as home hero. If I go up, this is our another content zone which name as global info top bar. We can see the top of the page, and if we go on the bottom side, you can see global info bar. So these content zone we already decided before we are going to create any campaigns. So you have learned in our previous section how we will create the content zone. So today we are using this home hero content zone. So I have to go on the bottom side of this campaign on this template, and I have to select home hero. So it has come. Why this image is changed? Due to this background image. The background image what we have given here, it is showing here. The light on dark text, if I change here, it will be reflect here. These are the tags, whatever we want to show. This is the URL. So whenever user click on this button, whatever URL we will define here, it will be redirect into this URL. What I'm doing right now, I'm not making any changes. I'm putting as it is. I'm just save it. Okay, it's saying me give the banner name. So I'm giving like demo template banner and save it. It takes few seconds to save. It's saved. Then we have to publish. Once we done the publishing, then we are able to use these template in making our web campaign. It's published now. Now we will close it. Okay. Now we will create a web campaign. So I am creating a new web campaign. If you have already created, you go in the view list and you can edit there. But right now we are going to create a new one. So this is our template web campaign. First we give a new name it to like demo campaign. Okay. Here are the templates asking to add the template. When I click it here, right now if you see here, there is no content zone selected. We have created a demo template banner. So I'm selecting this one. When I selected this one and I go back, it's saying me that you are doing all the things on that home heroes thing here. I click it here. Okay. Now I'm saying I'm the giving header like a mail header. Okay. Similarly, subheader, I am saying mail shopping. In the action, I'm saying clothes. Okay. In the URL, so I want that whenever man came and click on this button, they will redirect to this link. I click it here and I will paste it here. I go back. So now we have created a web campaign for one experience for the mail one. I am creating another one. Sorry, from here, add experience. I am choosing the same template, but this time I am doing the things for the female user. So I am saying something woman. Okay, woman header. Okay, subheader, I'm saying again cloth. Call to action is like I'm saying offer. And I'm saying that whenever woman will come, she will redirect to, when she will click on this button, she will redirect to this page. And I also want to change this background. So I've already saved one link for the woman's. I'm just copying from here. When I paste it here and when I see. So whenever woman affinity runs, woman will see this background. She will see these headers, and when she will click, she will redirect it to this page. Okay. Similarly, so I'm on a single web campaigns. I am adding multiple experience for multiple different user using a same template banner. So it's a reusable component. This one I'm creating for the kids. Again, I'm giving some cloth, then the offer. And similarly, I'm changing the background for the kids. And checking its changes. So whenever a kids affinity will run, they will see something like this. Okay. Now how the affinity will run. So what I'm doing on each experience, I'm adding some segments. Okay, which Ruchi have already created. Uh, give me a second. Okay. Before that, I will tell you what is A/B testing and rule-based testing. So whenever a campaign is published, all the campaigns run on the basis of this logics, A/B test logic or rule-based test logic. In A/B test logic, what happens? The traffic will be split randomly according to those two experiences. So whatever percentage I will give here, it will run first, and that weightage, according to that weightage, those group of user randomly redirect to these experiences basis on their weightage. So if I distribute it, so right now I have give exact percentage to all the experiences. While in rule based, we are adding some rules, like we are asking the user that on the basis of your location, on the basis of your affinity, on the basis of their region, we are showing these experiences. So like Ruchi has already created a segment, we are using those segments on these experiences. So when I click it here, again here, see, there are different things on the geography. You can make a rule that different on the basis of region, on the basis of rule-based testing, different user will experience different campaign. I will go here and I'm including men's affinity. Okay. Similarly, in this one, I'm choosing audience segment. So for the woman affinity, this experience will run. And for the kids affinity, sorry. Okay. So on the basis of these affinity, the user will experience these type of campaigns which we have created. We just have to save. Wait for a second. Yeah, it is saved now. You can also test your experience. If I click out here, say test. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, it's here. Men experience. Okay. When I go here, okay, it's showing me kids always because this is login my as a user. I show on your anonymous window. Control Shift and Northern. So see, right now I'm logged in as an anonymous user. So I'm not logged in as a man affinity, not as a woman affinity, not as a kids affinity. So I'm able to see a default page for those user. This is not showing the man, woman, and the kids affinity for my user. But when I log in as a my user, right now I'm using it as a my user, and I have brought some kids one before open this site. I am able to see the kids affinity. So the kids have offer, the kids clothes, and the text which we have written there, I'm able to see those one. And these all things only runs when you publish your campaign. If you're not publish your campaign, you will not able to see or feel those type of thing. Right now I'm not publishing those things because I have already published my campaign. I will show. I have not published that one, but if you go here web list, you see I have already created few campaigns. This is the view campaign which we have created. You can make the edit, make the changes and publish it. But I have already published a campaign for which I am able to see this screen, the kids affinity. Okay. So this is a web campaign. Let's go back to the presentation. So I have told you we have used the global web templates, but I have also told you that we can make the changes in the global web templates, or we can create a web templates from the scratch. So whenever we make the changes in the web templates, there are 4 components available in the web campus on which we will make the changes: the server side, the handlebar, the CSS, the client side code. So in the server side code, we do the coding for the server side. In the handlebar, it is the front end coding as we do like HTML, those things, but it is different from HTML. It is a front end code. CSS, if we want to make any changes in our styles, we can use the CSS. Similarly, if we want to make do some changes in our JS file in the JavaScript, we will do in the client side code. I will show a demo of this one. So I have gone there. See, here is a view of list. When I click it here, so you can see here is a button of new template. If you click it here, it opens up a blank template. You can write a code from the scratch for each section: handlebar, CSS, that JavaScript, and the server side and the client side code. And right now I'm just making the changes in the global one. So I'm cloning that global one. So when I click this, when I choose this template, you can see these 4 sections are coming here: handlebar, CSS, client side, and server side. So if you want to make changes into the global one, there are some recommendation changes that you can only make some type of changes in this global template. So you can do 2 type of thing here. What you can do directly changes here, and you can see the changes directly in the page, or you can download the package. When you download the package, these all 4 components downloaded as a package in your system. You can make the changes. When you can done the changes, you can upload the package from here, or the button which coming from there, like new template, and upload the package. So you can import the package by making the changes in your system or by creating a new one. Right now I'm just making the changes in this global template. So if you see, here is a HTML. Okay, first we choose the contents one. Okay, so I'm going for a place where I can do the contents zone, choosing, okay, this one. So this is the one. So when I choose, yeah. So this is the section called product detail row, section 2. I'm going to make the changes in this section today. Okay, I am giving some name like product demo template. Okay, so when I choose this section, so you can see here is the code like each product. It is saying, it is looping each product and displaying each product. Okay, here like the description, price, value, these all are the HTML, not HTML, the front end code. If you want to make the CSS changes, you can do here. Okay, what you have to do, like the background, if you see the background is coming like white, what I can make the changes something like this. I can say that the background color will come like a pale yellow. Okay, and here the client side coding. So the client side is just telling the content zone, the campaign which is running here. And this is the server side code. How many the rating bound. Okay, what is the title default text will come here. Title text, which is showing here right now. You can make the changes here. It is the default one. Okay, it is the fetching the product. And if you see here the maximum number of projects, right now it is 4. You are seeing 4 items. So if I click it here and make it 6, I'm saying 6 item I want to see. Okay, I just making save. Okay, and I'm publishing it. So what we have done, we have made the changes in this content zone. Right now there are 4 things are coming, but I'm saying that okay, you will display 6 item. I have changed the background color something yellow from the white. Now I close it. Now we'll create a new campaign using that one. Yeah, that is one. Okay, we will give any name, and I'm using a recipe. So I have selected that campaign, and I want to run that this campaign will run on the basis of the recipe. Okay, so I'm selecting just hit here, and I'm don't want any rule-based setting because I've already selected the recipe. So I'm just using A/B testing in this case. So which the random user, a random group of users split traffic accordingly on the basis of this experience percentage. So I'm giving the highest percentage of 90. Okay, and I'm just saving it. Okay, it's asking me a name, product, demo, and now I'm just saving. And I'm publishing it also. And then when I go test, see, before that we are able to see only 4 items, but right now I'm able to see 6 items with the yellow color. So we have made the template, we have made the changes in the template. So you can do your customization accordingly on your basis. You can create a new template. So this is the web template and their templates. So yeah, that's from my side. Thank you. So if you have any query, you can post your questions on the LinkedIn. So we can give you the answer as soon as we got your post there.
Sure. Thanks, Yashash. Thanks, Ruchi. Yashash and Ruchi, we have a couple of questions. So, first question is, specific beacons are set up for different data sets. Oh, this is already answered. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, looks like both the questions are answered. All right. And the another question is, can I add multiple web campaigns at a place?
Yeah, we can add multiple web campaigns with different type of template, with different type of rule-based testing or A/B testing, or with the different type of segments and audience. So we can use at a one time, like pop-up is different web campaign, info bar is a different web campaign, inline are different web campaign. Yes, we can do.
Okay. And another question is, what are those key inputs which are utilized in calculating a customer engagement score?
So I think I have already answered this question. We calculated via visit count, their time spent by the visitor, but the purchase made, or the any cart add value. Through that, we can calculate the customer engagement score.
Okay. Thanks, Ruchi. Yep, those are the questions at the moment. And to all the attendees, if you have any more questions, as Yasha suggested, you can always reach out to us on the LinkedIn and Twitter. We'll be more than happy to resolve those queries. So let me share my screen once again. Is my screen visible now? All right. So now a little introduction to our next session. So we are conducting the last and fourth session of this bootcamp, Interaction Studio Bootcamp Session 4. It is scheduled for 25th June, same Friday, same time. And we'll be wrapping our bootcamp about Interaction Studio there. So the RSVP link will be circulated soon. So please do the RSVPs and hope to see you there. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and have a great fun Friday, which is still remaining, and hope to see you soon in the next session. Thank you.